And we're live.
We have power. Good morning and welcome to the Pete Braley Show. This is show number 91. It was supposed to be yesterday. I'm Pete Braley, along with my co-host, the executive producer, show creator, and the man who was as bored as I was yesterday without power and Wi-Fi, my son Matt.
No, you were definitely the most bored. That's the boredest? Most bored? Either one.
Most bored.
Yeah.
No.
That was you.
What do you mean?
I came downstairs and at one point you were taking a nap. You were like, there's nothing else to do. And you took a nap. Yeah. I was finding things to do.
Well, I heard you tell your sister, Dad and I are bored.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock that night.
Okay.
You at like 11 o'clock in the morning were like, why even get up?
Pretty much.
There's no purpose.
Finished my list.
Yeah.
We have a great show planned for you today. Our goal is to simply start your day off on a positive note. So if you enjoy what we're doing here, please hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future shows. We are obviously live on YouTube weekdays when we have power, and we're also available on all of your podcast apps, so be sure to check that out. And don't forget, you can leave us a voicemail with your questions, comments, birthdays, or anniversary messages at 774-473-9910. And don't forget, Feel Good Friday is tomorrow, so if you have something to tell us about, call that number, 774-473-9910. Coming up, everything we'd planned to do yesterday. The pet you choose says a lot about your personality type. We'll talk about cartoons from your childhood. Do you need more me time? And it looks like Thanksgiving is shaping up to be rather expensive. All right, we'll get to those stories in just a bit. But pretty big storm here in the Northeast. And I guess we're lucky because Eversource, which is our power company, is saying it could take multiple days before people have power back.
Yeah, I really didn't expect the power to come back on, but 11 o'clock last night came back on.
Yeah, I had left the lamp on in my room so that if I woke up during the night, I could tell, but you came in and told me.
You did that all over the house. And so before I went to bed, even before the power came back on, I was like, let's see. Yep, Pete, turn this light on.
I got to go turn that off.
Let me shut that light off.
I got to turn that off.
Because I knew if the power came on in the middle of the night, every light in the house would be on.
So what else bothered you spending a quiet day with me? The coffee. You were upset about the coffee. You were...
Well, I walked down the stairs.
Amazed.
The first thing the guy says to me, he's like, no power means no Keurig, so no coffee.
And you reacted to that.
I was like, okay.
No, you said F.
I didn't say that.
Okay, you said the SH word.
No, I didn't say any of those words.
Something.
I said, oh, that's right. I
Okay.
said it's funny how you forget that like things like the Keurig use power. That's what I said.
I remember this whole thing differently, but okay.
And I have the truth. So whatever he wants to say, I have the truth. And no, you know what I said to you? I said,
What?
oh, we'll have to. That's right. We don't have a thing that doesn't require power,
Right,
like
a percolator.
I keep wanting to call it like a stoop. You don't do that. What do you do with
Stoop?
coffee? When you pour the water over there. Steep?
Yeah, you're right. What is that called?
I don't know. It's something remotely like those words.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like, we don't have anything like that, and you said, yeah, we need a backup coffee, whatever.
So he comes out of the shower, and I said, you could go see if there's a Dunks open. You could get us some coffee.
I said, you're the one that wants coffee. I can live my life without coffee. I do it some certain days. I don't drink coffee all the time on the weekends.
So I put my coat on. And I said, I'm going to go see if Dunks is open. He was like, Are you that addicted to coffee? To which I said no, which any addict would say.
You're skipping details. You asked me like 5 times to go get coffee.
No, I asked you twice.
You were like, you could go get, and also you didn't even ask. You were like, you could go get coffee.
I asked him twice.
And I was like, I don't want coffee. You were like, well, you could be nice. I was like, but I don't really want coffee. I'm okay. And you're like, okay. 10 minutes later, hey, I'm going to grab coffee.
How we survived the day.
How you survived.
I'll never know.
Without your precious technology. You're worse than a child.
By the way, you can read all about it Sunday in my blog. I did write that yesterday. I had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
At petebraley.com. A day without power and Wi-Fi.
Let's see real quick. Dana says steep. So it is steep.
Oh, it is steep.
Dan also says pour over or French press. Oh, Mary Lou here. Yeah. So Mary Lou said pour over or French press.
Okay.
No, that doesn't require power, right? We can Because you could
We
like
have a
you can boil the water.
Yeah, and we
on
have
the
a gas.
stove, on
We
the
have a
stove
gas
top.
stove.
All right, so we need to get one of those.
Because some people couldn't cook if they had electric stoves yesterday. So I did pull off a chicken ziti Alfredo by lantern light last night.
Yeah.
True, the cream didn't come out the way I want because the recipe's on the internet. So the cream didn't come out exactly the way we're used to.
Yeah, if you're one of those people that like writes all your recipes down and you think you're better than everybody else, you are. You actually are.
Yeah, because I was lost.
Yeah.
Charlie had a pretty good day yesterday, except he would not go outside in the dark.
Yeah. Yep.
Mom tried to get him to go outside at 4:30 in the morning when the storm was howling. And, of course, there was no power and no backlight.
Mm-hmm.
And she opened the door, and he was like, I ain't going out there.
Wait a minute.
I ain't going out there. So then about an hour later at 5:30, he was whining. So I thought, uh-oh. So I put my sneakers on, put my coat on. Charlie's just noticed the monitor.
Charles?
Can I take a picture of this?
Well,
he's so funny.
He's down.
Yeah.
So.
He just noticed that
Did you
Daddy's...
just ask me if you could take a picture?
Daddy's on the monitor.
You need permission?
Well, yeah. So yeah, I tried at 5:30. I put the leash on him, and I opened the door. You put the brakes on. I ain't going out there because it was pitch black, I guess. So he did go out at daylight.
Yeah.
So anyway, we survived. There was a lot of damage around the neighborhood.
A lot of damage all over the place.
Yeah,
a lot of trees down.
We lucked out. We just had Mom's, or it'd be Mom's. Mom's flipped over, so that's one thing we have.
I don't know what a mum is, so
it's the plant.
The plant. I know.
Plants.
I know what
Yes,
your mother is. Yeah.
Trish did try to go to work yesterday morning, and she couldn't get up our street because there was a giant tree down. And then you heard chainsaws about 6 a.m.
Which at first I was like, I know the rule is 7 a.m., right? You can't use power tools before 7 a.m. So I was like, wait a minute. I guess this is. I guess it's okay. I'll allow it. Yeah.
And I did see a huge tree off to the side of the road when I went to Dunks. But we're here, and we have some folks that are here this morning, so that's good.
Yeah. Let's see. Justin's here. Gary's here. Abby, Dana. Gail's here. Gail said power! Exclamation point.
Yes.
Gail did say, is it chilly in the house? Y'all look bundled.
Yeah.
This is what I wear on a typical basis. I don't know what. This guy randomly will pull new things out. Like he'll just do a show in this zip-up hoodie. I was like, okay.
And he walked in 2 minutes before showtime, and he said, a red T-shirt under that hoodie?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm all right with
he's
this.
Like, it matches. I'm like, it does, but...
What's wrong with...
Anyways.
Yes, Gail, it was a little chilly last night. We did have the hoodies and a blanket going, so we were okay. But thank goodness it didn't happen a couple of months later, right? So anyway, it is Thursday, October 28th, 3 days until Halloween. Our poor neighbor, Kevin, huh?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Every year, this guy does an elaborate Halloween display. Maybe we'll get a video.
Probably the best in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a video for you. He does this elaborate display. It has a guillotine. It has everything out there. And I swear, every year he puts it up, there's a nor'easter. And sure enough, this year it's all over the place.
We have some, Kevin, if you're watching, we have some of your tombstones in our yard.
In our yard, yeah. 10 days until we change the clocks. It is 28 days until Thanksgiving, 53 days until somebody's birthday, and 58 days until Christmas. Today is National First Responders Day. So, Mom, Dana, this is your day.
And all other first responders as well.
Yeah, I shouldn't just single them out. Yeah. Tip of the cap to you this morning. All right. It is also National Internal Medicine Day. And it's National Chocolate Day.
What is internal medicine? Like pills and stuff?
In your guts and stuff, I guess. Isn't that? They go inside. They go internal.
Like pills you take as opposed to like
pills?
Ointments?
No, I don't think so.
So it's not like literal internal medicine?
I think it's things that are inside you. That they look at those things. It's not so much. I mean, it might be.
We're going to need a fact check here.
Okay. Dana, what is internal medicine? On the date book on this day in 1858, Macy & Company opened their first store. It was on 6th Avenue in New York. 1886, the Statue of Liberty was dedicated by President Grover Cleveland. 1904, the St. Louis police tried a new investigation method, something called fingerprints. On this day in 1954, Ernest Hemingway won the Nobel Prize for Literature. On this day in 1959, the American Football League awards Buffalo Bills franchise to Ralph C. Wilson. On this day in 1965, the Gateway Arch was completed in St. Louis. On this day in 1971, John and Yoko recorded Happy Christmas, War is Over. On this day in 2007, the Red Sox beat the Rockies in Game 4 at Coors Field to sweep Colorado and win their second title in 4 years. The MVP, Mike Lowell. Remember Mike?
Yeah.
And on this day in 2018, the Red Sox beat the Dodgers in Game 5 to win the 9th title in franchise history. The MVP of that series, do you remember?
Against the Dodgers?
Yeah.
I
don't think you'll get it.
Give me a second. Give me a hint. Pitcher?
Actually, utility player, and not Brock.
Utility player, not Brock. Who won it?
Steve Pearce.
That's right. Yeah.
Steve Pearce, that we have for that 1 year.
That's right. Yeah.
Was the MVP of that series.
I never would have got that. Yeah.
Yesterday was the anniversary of the one that broke the curse, the 2004 World Series. I always remember now, let's see. How old were you then?
5 or 6. No, 5.
So you were not up watching it. I know that.
I don't know. I was probably up watching. I don't really remember it.
Yeah. Celebrity birthdays today. Caitlyn Jenner is 72. Bill Gates, 66. Julia Roberts is 54. My favorite Julia Roberts movie, not Pretty Woman, Mystic Pizza. Love that movie. Ever seen it?
Mystic Pizza?
Mystic Pizza.
In what world does that actually become a good movie?
It's about a pizza shop in Mystic, Connecticut.
Okay,
it's good. Brad Paisley is 49, and Joaquin Phoenix is 47. All right, shall I just jump into today's question, or do we have any new comments?
Let's see. Justin said, did you guys plan to match today? No. Pete just tries to be me in every way. Every
never.
Day. His goal is to become more like me.
Right.
Yeah.
We also hardly talk before the show. It's more of a,
Well, I don't talk in the morning. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Dana says, I like the Navy sweatshirt.
Thank you.
Don't give him too much credit.
Thank you.
Dana also says Bridgewater looks like a war zone.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Let's see. He also said he couldn't even boil water at French press. It was a suck Wednesday. Most Wednesdays are a suck Wednesday, right? Does anybody look forward to Wednesdays?
I'm okay with Wednesdays.
Really?
Yeah.
This is why we don't give you an opinion on things.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Thursday's like a tweener day. You just stuck in the middle of the end of the week, in the middle of the week.
That's why I don't like it.
You don't like that hump day thing or anything?
Nope. Abby says, is that what you made when we were visiting, the Alfredo? I don't know. What did you make when they were here?
What did I make when they? No, I made the chicken parm. Parm pasta.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's a pretty good meal, too.
Yeah, back to you.
All right. Today's random question is, what cartoon from your childhood will always have a special place in your heart? What cartoon from your childhood will always have a special place in your heart? And I can imagine you and I are going to have very different answers, because my childhood goes to the late 60s, 70s. Yours would be the 2000s, right?
Yes, that is correct. We do have a visitor as well.
Trish is here. She had a wild ride to work yesterday in that storm. How was today? Roads clear? Much better.
No trees in the road. Good work, everybody.
Charlie's happy to see you. Now he's coming over because he knows there's a cookie.
Where are you?
There you go. Get your cookie. Go see your mommy. Say hi, Trish.
My name's not Trish.
Okay.
I do have a second one, but I don't know if he's going to know that.
What? Oh, a second cookie?
Yeah. Hey, Ma, can you push that top cable on the camera in just a little bit? Just push it in towards the camera. I don't know. The lighting is weird on the camera today. I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay.
This is how you know it's professional.
We'll blame it on the power outage.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just bumped the camera anyways. How messed up are we? Oh, not bad.
We're all done. He knows you have another cookie.
Oh, my goodness,
Oh, my.
dude.
How do you do that? Does he take inventory when you come in?
I think so.
I guess.
What a guy. All right, now that's it. That's all I have.
Today's random question: what cartoon from your childhood will always have a special place in your heart? I have a couple, and one that I'll mention now is Tom and Jerry. I just love Tom and Jerry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So think about it. Let us know.
Yeah, I need time. I need time. I had 2 days to think about it, and I didn't.
You didn't do it? Mm-mm. Yeah. We don't have any more cookies,
that's it,
Charlie.
Man.
Go with your mother.
That's it. Get out of here.
Go see your mother.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
You may have to come and rescue him, Trish. I don't know.
I don't have anything.
We don't have anything. See? Look my hand.
Trish can get you more. I don't have anything.
He's all, look. He's all excited. I need some cookies.
There he goes. He's up.
In the news today, Tropicana is coming out with a special toothpaste that will make sure no one has to struggle while drinking orange juice with a freshly brushed mouth again. Doesn't that suck? Brush your teeth and then drink orange juice? It's like, haven't you ever noticed it?
Who doesn't notice it? How wouldn't I notice it?
Yeah.
Who does that is my question.
I don't know. It just happens, I guess. If you get out of your routine in the morning or something.
Yes. Don't let that happen.
The company says Tropicana toothpaste is different from other toothpastes because it was specifically designed to protect the delicious taste of orange juice. It does not include sodium lauryl sulfates, which is a cleaning agent prevalent in toothpaste that contributes to the bitter aftertaste from brushing your teeth with toothpaste and then drinking OJ. The limited edition Tropicana toothpaste will hit the market next Monday. We'll have to look for it.
Another thing that I think is vastly unnecessary that a company has gone great lengths to create. Because think about that. You needed to create a new department.
Probably.
And you needed to get all the dentists together just for one to not agree with the rest, you know?
Right.
This is recommended by 6 out of 7 dentists.
No, it's 4 out of 5.
7 out of 8 dentists.
13 out of 14.
Exactly.
Did you hear about Sarah Blakely? She is the founder of Spanx. She celebrated her company being valued at $1.2 billion last week by giving all of her over 500 employees a first-class plane ticket to wherever they want to go and $10,000 spending money. Last week, the investment management company Blackstone had purchased a majority stake in Spanx, with the company reported value at $1.2 billion. Blakely announced the sale to her employees with a party where she shocked the room by announcing that she was giving everyone 2 first-class Delta flights to anywhere in the world, plus an additional $10,000 cash. Talk about a boss you'd like to have, huh? A man from Lithuania has set a new Guinness World Record by spending 3 hours and 1 minute submerged up to his neck in ice. I shiver just thinking of
Why would you want to do that?
Well, he wanted to break the record. The previous record was 2 hours and 35 minutes, set last year.
Imagine getting your record broken for something like that. Like you break the record to do that, and then your record gets broken. Nobody cares anymore about you. True. And you're like, then why did I even do it in the first place?
And you look and say, I got to do more than 3 hours and 1. I don't want to do that again. Sitting,
unless you like live for it.
Sitting in a tub of ice. And Amazon and Steph Curry are teaming up for a holiday movie. And the reason I included this story was it really mirrors what you said about these Hallmark Christmas movies. The tech giant and the Golden State Warriors star, his unanimous media company, are partnering on the production of 12 Days of Christmas. The story follows Nick, a career-driven, self-absorbed man who never wants to have children, and takes place 12 days before Christmas, when he surprisingly wakes up with a kid under his roof.
Wow.
Isn't that like typical Hallmark movie?
You could have stopped after you said his name was Nick. Like that's the they sat down in the office and they were like, I need a boring name. Someone give me the most general name. They were like, what about John? They were like, we've used it too much. What about Nick? Got it.
Bingo. Plus it's a Christmas movie.
Yep.
Do you need more me time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Away from you.
For 60% of Americans say they would do almost anything for more me time. Researchers talked to 2,000 Americans and found that 77% said alone time is necessary for decompression. 68% are willing to say no to social plans just to have more time to themselves. And 61% said they would do almost anything to get more me time. 70% of Americans admit that they will put their me time on hold if life gets too hectic. Activities like fitness routines, feel-good hobbies, and healthy diets are all likely to go on the back burner when life gets crazy. 86% believe having time to themselves is vital for their personal well-being. Finding moments of me time during the holidays can help these 65% of respondents who find themselves overwhelmed and less engaged with others if they don't get enough alone time.
So what did you say? 60% of people say what was the first thing?
Over 60% say they would do almost anything for more me time.
I'm surprised it's not higher. Like the other 40% just didn't respond. That's probably what it was.
You think so?
Yeah. I do think, I don't know, the whole, like, fitness and eating healthy, like, that's something you can make time for. Like, you can, like, if you meal prep, you know.
Yeah, but don't you think it's difficult around the holidays? Because you go to somebody's,
it's difficult if you make it difficult.
Well, Mom bakes all the Christmas cookies, and there were all these treats around.
Those are excuses, right?
And you go to parties, and it's not always healthy food that's on those buffets.
I guess. The hobbies, though, I get that. You might not have enough time for hobbies, but
he always gets me. Maybe we should ask your opinion. I come up with these things to try to explain why this happens, but he says you're just making excuses, right?
What were we talking about, though? Because
there was
whatever we were talking about, they were excuses.
See, and I thought I was just explaining why I did it. I'll have to remember what it was.
Like explaining why. But see, it was whatever the situation was. You were explaining why you didn't do something, and so like when you're coming up with reasons why you didn't do something, those are excuses, right?
The reason I thought of it just now was I was talking about Christmas cookies and things, and you said those are excuses.
Because, if you really want to eat healthy, you'll eat healthy, right?
I'm just explaining the situation. All the stuff's in front of you.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
I think in that case, that's an excuse. It's your decision whether or not to eat it, right? Don't blame Trish for making cookies.
Mm.
And I'm not saying I'm not on a diet right now. I'm just saying if you want it to be on a diet, right?
It's those Hershey Kiss cookies, man.
Here he goes.
Gets me every time.
They are good.
Yeah. So where is it that people want to go for the holidays? Airbnb came out with a study. They analyzed their wish-listed properties to determine which areas are likely to be in demand during the holiday season. So let's see where people want to go.
Home.
According to Airbnb, fall and winter travelers are largely bookmarking rustic cabins throughout the United States. Other notable properties that make it high on the wish list include college football towns, mid-sized cities, festive locations, or warm climates. I can see that. Airbnb is actually predicting that Ann Arbor, Michigan, Eugene, Oregon, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Auburn, Alabama are going to see an influx of travelers around Thanksgiving. Those are all college football towns.
I was going to say, yeah, sounds like college football.
The 6 other mid-sized cities that make it onto the wish list include Maui. That'd be cool. North Central Florida, which would be, well, Disney World is kind of in the center. It's not really North Central. Mm-hmm. Long Island, New York, Stafford, Connecticut. Stafford County, Maryland, not Connecticut, and Cincinnati, Ohio. 4 cities with holiday festivals are mentioned. New York City, great at Christmas time. Arlington, Virginia, and Orange County, California are top destinations. Now, I think Arlington would get you to Washington, and Orange County, you're near L.A., right? Travelers who prefer to spend their holidays in tropical locations are going for Oahu, Los Angeles, and Phoenix. Kansas City, Minneapolis, Seattle, and San Francisco also made it onto Airbnb's most popular holiday destinations list. I don't know why Seattle would be a top.
I don't know. Why, you don't want to go to Seattle?
They have a big festival, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, I want to go to Seattle. No, maybe not for Christmas, but
One story I read today is the word Fluffernutter is now officially in the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
These dictionaries, man. I hope they're not looking to sell more print copies because the amount of, the rate at which they add words, I'd have to buy a new one every 2 weeks. Who has money for that?
Well, Fluffernutter old to us, but
yeah.
Other parts of the country.
Surprised it took that long.
Yeah. Merriam-Webster announced that the word Fluffernutter was among the 455 new words added to the dictionary this month. No, I'm not listing all 455. The fluff in a Fluffernutter, of course, we all know refers to, or some of us know, refers to the marshmallow fluff, which is the trademark name of a marshmallow creme that was invented by Archibald Query in Somerville in 1917. Interesting story, I think, here. Query was a Montreal-born confectioner. He is said to have whipped up the first batch of fluff in his own kitchen, and then he sold it door to door. As the story goes, Query sold the recipe for $500 to two World War I veterans, Alan Durkee and Fred Mower. The recipe stayed with Durkee and Mower Incorporated. Ever since, it's the only product the company makes. In 1920, they began producing and selling fluff, which they first named Toot Sweet Marshmallow Fluff. The company moved to a factory in East Lynn, Massachusetts in 1929. Between 5 million and 7 million pounds of fluff is annually produced and sold worldwide.
Imagine selling your fluff recipe for $500 and seeing where it is now.
Oh, I'd be crushed.
Why would you sell that for $500? I mean, he just added a ton of sugar and some other ingredients. It's literally just sugar.
Well, that was around, 1920? Yeah, but still.
Crazy.
Now 7 million pounds, and we buy much of that and send it down south.
I also like how it's the only thing they make.
Yeah, really.
It's the definition of, do what you know. They know fluff, they're doing it. That's it. They don't need to make toothpaste. They're not an orange juice company making toothpaste. Okay, Tropicana?
Or it's like McDonald's, right? They were like, what else can we make?
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, a place like that, I guess you got to keep making new things.
I guess so. Yeah.
But they were like, we make fluff. That's all we make. Let's do it.
Did you ever hear how the fish sandwich came about? The McFish?
It still grosses me out that people go to McDonald's and get fish sandwiches, but how?
When Lent came around, they noticed they weren't selling any beef.
Oh.
Because Catholics gave up beef for Lent. So they said, what can we do? So they're like,
makes sense.
They eat fish. So they made a fish sandwich. And that's
still I can't even think about that. That's just gross.
I have no explanation for the McRib.
You like a fillet of fish, though.
I do.
You eat it from time to time.
I do like a fillet of fish. A McRib, not so much.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any chats to catch up on before we move on?
Let's see. Dana said, internal docs deal with all systems without a specific practice, without a specific discipline. Dana, love you, but I don't know if that helped me out at all.
They deal with everything internal, inside, like your guts.
Abby said, internal medicine is a field of practice focused on treating adults. Doctors prevent, diagnose, and treat disease that afflict all adults, from chronically ill patients to short-term care. Again, that doesn't really... Basically, that means internal medicine are doctors. That's what I've gotten from this. I mean, I don't know. Did anyone else get anything? Oh, Dana said, for example, a cardiologist, pulmonologist, neurologist.
They are internal? Okay.
So
they're dealing with the heart.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. What would an external doc be?
Would that be someone that deals with broken bones, things like that?
But at that point, just train an internal doc a little bit better, make everybody an internal doc. No? Does that not make sense to everyone?
Well, they probably can't make money off that. They want different courses, different studies.
Gary said Mystic Pizza is so good. But my thing is, I mean, I know nothing about this movie. I just can't, someone went into a meeting and were like, pitch me your best idea. And they were like, Mystic Pizza. Now that you're like, oh, it's about a pizza place in
Mystic, Connecticut.
That makes sense now.
Right.
But just the name, it's like, what? My mind went to Pizza Planet from Toy Story. I was like, what? Gary said, Matt, you're missing out. I'll check it out. Now that I have an explanation. If you just pitch me on the idea that it's Mystic Pizza, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to be honest.
Well, I would think they pitch you on the idea of the whole movie, and then they get together and say, what should we call this?
Not always.
No?
I mean, you got to have a developed pitch, so I'm sure they probably came up with the title before they even pitched it.
Good point.
So, and I mean, you probably start with the title. I got this idea, Mystic Pizza. But wait, hear me out. That's fine.
Maybe that's how the meeting went.
Probably.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised. Back to you.
Time for a personality profile. I used to love these when I was on the radio. They seem to come up like at least once a month. This profile, the animal that you choose as a pet reflects on who you are as a person. Every type of animal has a pretty distinct personality type, so the one you bring home says a lot about what you look for in a companion. Here's what the pet you choose says about your personality type. And we go right number one here. We have a dog.
Yes.
We have Charlie. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to this, you're emotionally needy.
Sounds about right.
Dogs love you 100% of the time, always. Every day is the happiest day of your dog's life. Nobody will ever love you as much and as unconditionally as your dog. So we are emotionally needy, and I guess so.
Yeah, you definitely are.
If you own a cat, you could care less. Cats certainly don't give a crap, and neither do you. In the cat's mind, it's your master. So
I feel like getting a cat now. I would like to preface this by saying there's different cats. We've talked about this before. There's cool cats.
Yep.
But getting a cat is like, I want a pet, but I don't want to like always have to take care of the pet.
Good point.
I feel like that's kind of what
He
it's
can
like.
go off and deal with himself.
You could not see a cat for 3 days and they'd be fine.
True.
I mean, because most cat owners, don't you just like fill up the bowl and just let them roam?
You just want to know he's alive.
When the bowl's empty, fill it up again.
When you got to change the box.
Make sure there's some water.
Change the box when you have to. Yeah. If you own fish, you're afraid of commitment. Let's face it, a fish is about on par with a plant when it comes to both maintenance and the amount of value that it provides.
I would say a plant honestly provides more value. Just it's visually appealing.
Yeah.
Fish doesn't do much for you.
No, it's just going to go round and around.
Yeah.
We had goldfish for a time, didn't we?
Yeah, we went through a fish stage.
Yeah, we did. If you own a snake, you're fearless. You own a pet that would eat you and your whole family given the chance. You have to placate it with blood sacrifices just to keep it from wrapping itself around your neck while you sleep.
Yeah, that one sounds about right.
If you own a gerbil or a hamster, didn't one of you want a hamster once? I think so.
Probably. We were kids, man. We probably wanted a dinosaur.
If you wanted a gerbil or a hamster, you're easily entertained. Those hamster wheels are hilarious, and so is watching them as they get lost in their little mazes.
But yeah, I mean, that lasts, what, like 2 minutes of you watching them? Not even 30 seconds.
You
And then
can't
you're like,
watch. You can't watch.
And then you're sitting there and you're like, okay, why did I get a hamster?
If you own a bird, you're not afraid to be a little weird. Somewhere down the line, they used to be dinosaurs. Now they're known for pooping in cages and mimicking our speech.
Nice.
If you own exotic animals, now what would that be? Like a lizard or something?
Like a turtle, maybe? A lizard? Something?
You are cold-blooded. There's a long list of animals that we humans have domesticated over the course of history. And number 8 on the list, if you don't like animals or pets, you're a monster.
Yeah, agreed.
You agree with that?
I mean, you don't need to have a pet. But I think if you're like an anti-pets, then you're a monster.
You're a monster.
Yeah.
I just thought, well, you just don't want the responsibility.
I like the cold-blooded pets one. Like if you own an exotic pet, you're cold-blooded. Like that. There's no facts to that at all. They just wanted the pun, right?
Yeah.
That's all they were doing there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Time for today's fascinating facts. The inventor of the microwave. Now, you're talking about selling the fluff recipe for only $500. The inventor of the microwave appliance only received $2 for his discovery.
Breaks my heart.
Percy Spencer was working as a researcher for the American Appliance Company, which we now know as Raytheon. He noticed a radar set using electromagnetic waves was melting the candy bar in his pocket. So he had the idea to make a metal box using microwaves to heat food, but the company was the one to file the patent. He received a $2 bonus and never got any royalties.
That breaks my heart for two reasons. Number one, the man was just loyal to his company. He was like, I have this great idea. Let me take it to the higher ups.
Right. And he
got
advantage.
A $2 bonus.
Yes.
But it also breaks my heart because think of all the good ideas people come up with that big companies take advantage. Like, if this guy doesn't come up with this idea, I mean, chances are maybe somebody else would have thought of it. But,
right.
But you never know.
Yeah.
The whole reason we have microwaves is because of this man.
How many other companies have taken advantage of people?
I will say the microwave is the most controversial kitchen appliance.
Controversial?
Yeah.
Why?
People say it's not good for you. The microwaves, whatever.
Oh.
I don't know all the science behind it, but I just know it's highly debated whether or not they're safe.
You think we've done damage to ourselves over the many years?
Again, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
But I know some people that stopped using their microwave, like they refuse to use it because it could be bad for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is definitely the most controversial kitchen appliance.
You do have to wonder. I mean, I don't know if it's the processed foods we eat or what, but we are a lot sicker than we used to be. You know what I mean? Like,
yes and no. It's funny because if you think about it, like food and everything that we put into our bodies has gotten worse, but medicine has gotten better.
Okay.
So it makes you wonder, like, we're living longer than you did in the, 1800s.
Wild West yeah.
But we could probably live a lot longer.
Yeah.
If we.
Yeah.
Because there's like more stuff coming out about microplastics in your food.
Ew.
Yeah. Actually, not just in food, like in everything.
Everything.
Like a lot of microplastics being put into your body. Scary
What are we
stuff.
doing to ourselves?
Yeah.
Back to the random question. Do we have any answers?
We do.
All right. We'd like to hear from in the chat, or if you're watching this later in the day, hello. You can also comment on YouTube or let us know on our socials. What cartoon from your childhood will always have a special place in your heart? How about Sylvester and Tweety from
from Looney Tunes? Are those Looney Tunes?
I think they were part of that umbrella of Looney Tunes.
Pretty sure. Let's see here. For me, I had SpongeBob written down. I feel like that's just that's just you can't go wrong with SpongeBob. And I think aren't they still making new episodes? There's like 30 something seasons of SpongeBob. I could be wrong. I'm
not sure.
I don't know if that number's correct.
I think they stopped. But
they stopped. Yeah. Somebody let me know. I thought they were still making episodes.
I kind of wondered if you might say Rugrats.
I liked Rugrats. I wasn't a huge Rugrats kid.
Hey Arnold, was that before your time?
No, I remember Hey Arnold. I think Doug was a big Hey Arnold.
Okay. Yeah, you're
person.
right.
Yeah. Yep. I'm trying to think of what else. Cat put Blue's Clues, which that's true for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Gary said Arthur. I was never really into Arthur.
No? The Arthur the
Aardvark.
Aardvark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dana said Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Justin said Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which he convinces me I need to watch it because I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
But he's like, if you want the full effect, there's some great storylines and character development from the Clone Wars series.
And that's a cartoon?
Yeah. Well, it's animated. Like I don't know, what do you call that animation? Like 3D animation? It's not 3D, but I don't know the different types of animation.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm trying to think. I think
it's kind of like 3D because 2D would be like drawings.
Right.
It's like Toy
3D.
Story animation, like that kind of
Yep.
stuff. But you can't say Pixar because I don't think it's technically the
can't do
Pixar
that.
technology. So I'm going to get a lawsuit on my hands. Let's see. Gail said Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes.
Fractured Fairy Tales.
Those are great.
I don't know what that one is. Jetsons, Huckleberry Hound.
Yes. Yes.
I do just have to point out, and I'm not picking on you, Gail, but it's just so funny how you're like, Fractured Fairy Tales. And I'm like, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Fractured Fairy Tales was part of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. And I don't know how would you describe it, Gail? It was just like some of the fairy tales but they take a different turn, And you know what?
That's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, and the other thing I used to love that I can't find. Well, I guess I haven't looked too hard for it on YouTube. It must be there, right?
I don't know.
I'm looking for the show. Remember Mr. Peabody and the Time Machine? They used to go. Well, no, you wouldn't. I'm talking to Gail, maybe Dana. I got to find that. Sherman, right, was the little boy. Sherman, the little boy, and Mr. Peabody, and they would go in the Wayback Machine.
The Wayback Machine.
Okay,
That's
I can see
quite the name there.
I can see what I'm doing now that we have power. So
yeah. Justin also said Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and SpongeBob as well.
Scooby-Doo.
I was never like huge into Scooby-Doo. That was Sarah and Doug were big into Scooby-Doo.
And does anyone
I don't know
else,
about Cat.
Does anyone else feel that Scooby-Doo kind of jumped the shark? You know that reference?
Jump the shark?
You don't know that reference? Okay. Should I explain that first?
Sure.
Okay.
Was ahead of their time?
No.
Oh.
What it means is it's a phrase that has come into the atmosphere here. Now, Happy Days had an episode where Fonzie was on water skis and he jumped over sharks.
Okay.
A lot of people feel that series really went downhill from that episode. So now, jumping the shark refers to the point when a series starts to go downhill.
Wow. Okay, that's negative.
Okay.
So why do you say Scooby-Doo jumped the shark?
Do you think Scooby-Doo jumped the shark when Scrappy-Doo came along?
Okay, I don't know what that is, so I can't.
Scrappy-Doo was a puppy.
Oh.
And he kind of stole a little bit of Scooby's spotlight,
I don't know. Scooby fans, what do we think? Justin, do you know about this Scrappy-Doo? Do you think he jumped the elephant shark?
Shark. Jumped the shark.
Jumped the
Do
shark.
you think the show kind of went downhill a little bit after Scrappy-Doo came along? I've given this much thought, as you can tell.
Which surprises me. I didn't really picture you as a Scooby-Doo guy.
I like Scooby.
Okay. I like Scooby.
I like Scooby.
Yeah, me and Scooby, we go way back.
I always thought Fred was kind of with that, ascot? Is that's how you call it?
I don't know. I'm a big Scooby. I don't even know who Fred is. I'm sorry. This is going to make a lot of people mad. I'm uncultured when it comes to like certain cartoons.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know what you guys showed me as a kid, but you showed me like a very specific set of cartoons, and I just remember those. I don't remember the other ones. Like Ninja Turtles, couldn't be me.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo, don't remember.
Ninja Turtles, I didn't watch either because we were afraid your brother would act it out. You know.
Abby said, if it can be a movie, then any OG Disney movies and Nightmare Before Christmas. What are your OG Disney movies? I want to see, because Disney movies have had like quite the span. So I want to see what you consider the OGs.
Remind me what OG stands for.
Or like the original.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Kat says Blue Clues, Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob. Blue's Clues was a good one.
Now, see, I don't think well, I guess he is. I was going to say, I don't think Blue's Clues is a cartoon,
It's
but
the bridge between like humans and cartoons.
Right. It was
I think you got to consider it a cartoon.
Who'd you say besides Blue's Clues?
Tom and Jerry and SpongeBob.
Nice.
I remember Saturday mornings, Tom and Jerry marathons. Yeah. Let's see. Then there was a brief period where everyone's showing me about this doctor thing. So we'll get back to that. Was there any more cartoons?
And does anybody feel the same about? Did Justin respond about Scrappy-Doo?
He said it did go downhill back then, but after that, it was back on the rise. So they took a quick dip, but back up, right back up.
Okay, gotcha.
How do we feel about like the live action movies they came out with? Because I know that was a big thing. Like, what's the island one? Like the amusement park? Wasn't that a big one?
What do you mean? The amusement
live
park?
action, like there was like the humans.
Oh. Yeah.
Were those good or no?
I don't think so.
Let's see. Val M said, jump the shark moment for Brady Bunch Hawaii trip.
Yes. Yep.
I'm just trusting you guys on this one.
Yeah, when the Bradys went to Hawaii.
Gary said, jump the shark Blue's Clues when Steve left. Yeah. Should we rephrase the question? What was the jump the shark on different I mean, some would say The Office would be when Michael Scott left.
Yeah, to me it would
jump the shark.
That whole thing with
Robert California.
Yeah. Not a huge fan. The earlier
true
days
fans,
were
I'll
better.
watch it. I mean, without a doubt, it was better with Michael Scott.
Right.
But you got to watch it till the end. I know some people that stopped there, and I'm like, well, you're missing out. You're missing out on some key moments.
And is it true?
See, before I move on, the real jump the shark moment of The Office is when Jim and Pam started fighting. Wasn't a fan. Like the whole boom mic operator storyline. That's to me when it jumped the shark. But they salvaged it. It was a great ending.
I got you.
But that's a great show anyways. Abby said Lion King, Little Mermaid, 101 Dalmatians, Beauty and the Beast for OG Disney movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call those favorite cartoons, though, because to me, a cartoon would be like Bugs Bunny.
TV show.
A TV show, yeah.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny, but I hear you.
Abby said different than your OGs because you're a baby. Thank you. Appreciate it. 22 people. Show me a little bit of respect.
Little bit, please.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways.
Oh, did you say people were getting back to you about internists?
Yes. Oh, last couple cartoons. Gary said Cat Dog. Dana said Underdog. Was that a cartoon?
Yes.
Oh.
Underdog.
Also, Kat said Fairly Odd Parents. That's one I forgot about.
Oh,
Phenomenal
that was good.
show.
Yeah.
Phenomenal show.
See, I had the joy of getting to know this like second generation of cartoons because of all you kids.
Val M says Moose and Squirrel. Was that a TV show?
Moose and Squirrel was part of Bullwinkle.
Oh.
There were two Russian characters, Boris and Natasha, who would always talk about Rocky and Bullwinkle, Moose and Squirrel.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, back to the doctor thing.
This is fun.
I asked what external docs would be, and you guys...
What an external would
You
be.
guys showed me up. Gary said a podiatrist, which, what does a podiatrist do?
Foot doctor.
Ah, gross. Gail said dermatology, another good one.
Yeah.
I clearly was not thinking
external, yes.
orthopedic.
That's,
What do orthopedics specialize in? I always hear people talking about orthopedics.
That's my buddy, Dr. Klein.
Oh, so like knees?
He replaces knees.
Joints? Is it specific knees or is it like joints?
Well, he only does knees and hips.
I challenge that a little bit. Would that not be an internal doctor? Your joints are inside the skin. We got to think of our terminology here, folks.
Right, but it's not dealing with your heart and nerves. And
I rest my case.
okay.
Val M says fluff makers should also make toothpaste. Fluff eaters will need dental care later on. Good marketing. That's true. I'm not sure how that would work, though, if you're like, hey, our product is so bad for you, buy our toothpaste. I don't think I would buy your toothpaste.
I actually heard that chewing gum was invented by a dentist.
Well, isn't chewing gum like slightly good for you? Like as long as it's like sugar free and you're not chewing it like all the time, because that can be bad for your jaw. But
right.
I thought chewing gum has its benefits.
Don't know. Homework.
That's just me. Because it kind of helps. It doesn't help get like plaque and stuff out of your teeth, but like slightly helps get stuff out of your teeth. I don't know. I'm making this up. I'm not a dentist.
I'll have to look for the
take
benefits.
my advice.
Yeah.
Kat says that was stupid with the boom mic guy. Yeah. To me, that was the part where I was like, okay, it's a little cringeworthy.
Can you explain for folks that may not be office
in the office? There was this one period where like Jim and Pam are not at the best times, and the boom mic guy is there for Pam. Like Pam's crying one time, the boom mic guy like puts the mic down and is like, guys, stop rolling the cameras, and he's like comforting her. It's like, okay, well, you went 9 seasons without being in the show. Now you're in the show, man.
The whole thought behind The Office is that it's a documentary that's being filmed.
They're not supposed to interact. And then all of a sudden,
I did think that was weird that all of a sudden, you took this occasion to come out.
Like you just look back at all the things they witnessed, they didn't do anything, and then they witnessed this and they do something. So it's like, and then someone from the warehouse was like almost attacking Pam, so he like stepped in and hit him with his boom mic.
Right.
Just a really kind of cringeworthy moment. So that would be where the jump the reptile. What is it? Jump the shark.
Jump the shark.
Jump the shark.
Do I have to pull it up for the definition?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
We're good. Just doing it to make fun of you.
Finally, today, Thanksgiving 2021 is shaping up to be rather expensive. Nearly every component of the traditional American Thanksgiving dinner, from the disposable aluminum turkey roasting pan to the coffee and pie, will cost more this year than it did before. Although I think I read this story every year. Major food companies like Nestle and Procter & Gamble have already warned consumers to brace for more price increases. According to the New York Times, there is no single culprit. The nation's food supply has been battered by a knotted supply chain, high transportation expenses, labor shortages, trade policies, and bad weather. Inflation is at play, too. In September, the Consumer Price Index for food was up 4.6% from a year ago. Prices for meat, poultry, fish, and eggs soared 10.5%. So, it's just going up. But
Yay.
we always find a way, don't we, to have a nice little get-together. Whether it's running around the city trying to find a turkey on Thanksgiving morning, which has happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember the year, this is, what did we decide? BK, we're saying? This is before kids?
Oh, BK.
I remember the year, BK, that my mother bought a fresh turkey. And we cooked it in the oven. And all of a sudden, what's that smell? The turkey had gone bad.
Did we figure out how it went, like why it went bad?
I don't know if it was how she stored. No, I don't think we ever did.
Did she buy it and it was already bad?
Well, Abby will love this one, and Kat too. Remembering my mom, she took that turkey and put it in a double plastic bag and took it back to the grocery store, put it on the counter for the manager, and said, I paid for this turkey. I want my money back. You sold me a bad turkey.
Sounds like Nana.
I can picture my mom doing that. So, yeah, but somehow we always have a nice family get together. I hope you do too. So,
do people? I mean, Thanksgiving is the time for like relatives that ask you the questions you don't want to answer.
Yeah.
Why do you still live with your parents? Because it's cheap. Grandma, okay? I don't do it by choice, okay?
So have you decided to do anything with your life, or are you still doing a podcast with your father?
Listen, the podcast makes no money.
That'll do it for today. Do we have any more before I sign off? Do we have any?
Abby said, OMG, Nana must have been livid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she was. She,
Dana,
I mean, think of it. To take a rotten bird. I mean, you could throw it away and go back and say, you sold me a bad bird. But she took the rotten bird and said, boom. What are you going to do about this?
I mean, that's it. It's all about presentation, you know? You want your money back? Because this is at least how I would, if I was working at that store,
right,
and a lady brought in a bad turkey,
yeah.
She was like, I want my money back. She plops a rotten turkey on my counter. I'm giving you the money back. I would say I will give you however much money you want, because quite frankly, it's not my money. As long as you take the turkey with you and throw it out somewhere, you can have whatever you want.
You take it with you, please.
Yeah, I'll pay extra.
That'll do it for today. Hopefully, we started today on a positive note. I missed you yesterday. It was nice to be back with you. That's always our goal, to just maybe put a smile on your face. If you like what we do here, please hit the like button, share, subscribe so you don't miss any future shows. We are live weekdays here on YouTube. Knock on wood, we'll be here tomorrow. So be sure to check us out. Also, we're on your favorite podcast apps. And don't forget, you can leave a voicemail if you have a feel-good Friday story for tomorrow, something that you're just happy about in your life. Let us call the number and tell me the story. You can also use it for birthdays or anniversaries. 774-473-9910, the number to call. All right, we leave you with this thought for the day, and our thought is, let whoever think whatever, just keep getting better. All right, no matter what, make it a great day.
Peace.